You ready? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. On today's show is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. We've got a lot of interesting topics to talk about. Namely, it's a big baloney roundup here on the Level 1 podcast, including, oh yeah, brother, PHILAMANIA is running wild and strong. And I'm here to show you the truth behind the logo, which my detractors have apparently been working on this conspiracy theory around it all week long to no avail because they're just idiots. Like, they don't think that I would have receipts about this logo and using it for merch and stuff like that. They're that moronic. Well, guess what? Someone's about to get felted, my friends. Plus, we've got updates. LTG threatening me. Yes, threats. Ooh. And we may have an update on Ethan Ralph if I can find it. Because I was scouring the internet for the past day and can't find it anymore. But maybe someone can help me out. But anyway, good podcast on the horizon. And of course, I'm also excited. More Astrobot after the fact. All this and more on today's show. So prepare your butts, brother, because PHILAMANIA is about to run wild on DSPGaming. All right, for the record, I have a lot of other new stuff lined up. Like, I have some new intro music that I wanted to test, among other things. I've just been so busy that I haven't had a chance to really set stuff up yet. Last night, I didn't do a late stream. Remember, I only did one stream yesterday. And the reason being was that I had to do a whole bunch of private React videos and or Q&A videos for my patrons from over on patreon.com/darksidephil. I was doing it for over 3 hours. Like, it took a long time. And by the time I was done, then I'm trying to do some work on setting up this merchandise agreement and store so that I can actually start selling merch again. And by the time I was done with all of that, it was already like 10:30 at night. I was like, what the hell? So, yeah. Perptoad says, reminder to check your gifted subs because it didn't work yesterday. What are you talking about? Yes, it did. People gifted subs yesterday, and I received them all. So I'm not sure what you mean, Perptoad. Or are you saying the gifted subs command? Is that what you're saying? The gifted subs command isn't working? Maybe YouTube changed it? I'm not sure what you mean, Perptoad, if you could clarify. So before we begin with anything, yeah, I have some new stuff lined up for you guys. I just haven't had a chance to work on it yet. Like, I have some new music I want to try out and some other animations and things, but you know, I'm doing a million things at once, and you know, being kind of a one-man show here, it's a lot to juggle, and sometimes stuff gets forgotten, or I just run out of time. You know, I want to spend time with my wife, and it's like, dude, I can't be in here till 11 at night because she gets tired. We want to go to sleep, right? So anyway, oh, Perptoad says the 10 they give you a month, but the screen wasn't working. Oh, the gifted membership. Yeah, I'm supposed to get a certain amount of free gifted memberships every month, and it's been working on the other channels. It won't work for DSPGaming. Like, right now, I'm clicking on membership gifting, and it just loads endlessly and doesn't work. So it sounds like YouTube screwed up my page, and I don't know why or how that's even possible. Like, I can't even close it. I have to refresh my whole page now to get it to stop endlessly loading. So I can't give out the 10 free gifted memberships that usually I could give out. But you know what we could do? Some viewers out there could give some memberships to the community because we got a lot of gray. I see a lot of gray names in chat, and we could definitely use some. So let's get some memberships out there. People watching, support the stream, okay? All right. Anyway, so what shall we talk about today? We got a lot of topics to cover. All right, we really do. I'm back for a full day of gameplay here for you guys. We got Astrobot, and we've got WWE champions on the late stream. PHILAMANIA returns, but let me tell you, tonight's going to be interesting. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover event has begun in WWE Champions. I'm serious. It's absolutely hilarious. I laughed my ass off. I booted the game up, on my own account yesterday. I'm like, seriously? So anyway, you're going to see, we're going to have a fun time tonight on the late stream, for sure. But I'm also very excited for Astrobot. I know that you guys have really enjoyed Astrobot. I've barely got to play it, right? Like, I played it on launch day for 3 hours, and then this last Saturday for 2 hours. And now here we are, Tuesday, I finally get to play it again. But now I can guarantee you it's going to be part of the major schedule moving forward. I've actually got the schedule worked out now that we can actually play it more consistently. And so we'll make good progress in the next 1 to 2 weeks. We'll probably get through it. Not to say that I'm in any rush. I love the game. We're at the end of the second world, which has been extra fun. And, the boss stage is coming up, and I can't wait to play it. So good stuff coming up, okay? But on today's show, we basically have a roundup of stuff to talk about. All these various different topics, okay? So I guess, shall we just start with the PHILAMANIA thing? Shall we really? All right, ready? Excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, time for a new topic. You ready? First topic of the day. You ready for this? Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, PHILAMANIA is running wild. As you know, this is a new meme that I've been running with for a few weeks, ever since we started talking about the WWE Champions thing and me playing the game in the light, okay? And I made this shirt based off of a viewer who said, hey, Phil, I made this logo for you, and I want you to have it, and you have the rights to it. I'm giving you all the rights, and you can do whatever you want with it. So I went ahead and I made some merch out of it, including this t-shirt and this bandana that ended up not being a bandana, but more like a freaking sheet. So I just put it over here as part of my setup, which is great. Now, in regards to this, okay, basically what happens is my detractors, who are pieces of human feces, I mean, one of them literally is named Duty, okay, basically want to ruin every possible thing that's positive for me, right? Because they know, well, we don't have the WWE Champions thing anymore. We don't have the accusing him of grooming and pedophilia anymore. We don't have this. We don't have that. Basically, the opposite of what they thought was going to happen with the June the King documentary has happened. They thought the documentary would end me. In reality, the documentary vindicated me, because it showed that I haven't done anything over the years to warrant the level of A-logging and harassment that I've gotten. People like me now, and they can't handle it. They're like, oh shit, all of our ammo is gone, okay? So what they've done is they've tried to focus on the smallest minutia, the stupidest little things, to try to stir up drama where it doesn't exist. And in this case, they've seen me wearing this PHILAMANIA shirt now, and they're upset that people like the meme. And in fact, what happened was, over the last week, some people have expressed a big desire to buy PHILAMANIA merch. They want PHILAMANIA shirts, PHILAMANIA mugs, PHILAMANIA hoodies. Like, yeah, PHILAMANIA is cool. We want it. So, as you know, I told you this a day or two ago. No, a couple days ago, I showed you the merch samples. I'm working with a merchandise company, and very soon, we might be set up and ready to go. Okay, so I'll let you know more about that in a little bit. I'd like to talk about the PHILAMANIA logo first, then I'll tell you a little bit about update about this merch company, okay? So, here's what my detractors are saying. Phil stole the PHILAMANIA logo. He absolutely has stolen this logo, okay? There's absolutely no way that Phil owns that logo, and therefore, if he makes any merch, he's in big trouble. So what they ended up doing is they scoured the internet, because again, these are no-life losers. So they scoured the entire internet, trying to find someone who may over the years have used a PHILAMANIA logo, all right? And they found someone who did use one very long ago, probably, I think it was over a decade ago, all right? It has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with anything, basically. It actually has to do with some Bandcamp project that we're going to look at in a second. And what they actually did, they reached out to this guy on Bandcamp, and they've basically convinced him that I'm stealing his logo, all right? So he made a comment on a video where I was showing off I think he was showing off merch of the PHILAMANIA shirt. I'm not sure which video it was. And he says, so you took my logo, and all I want is a shout out, and then you can use it. To which I responded, I don't owe you a shout out because I didn't take your logo. I didn't get this logo from you at all. It's from someone else. Okay? And you don't own the trademark to it unless you can prove that you own a trademark to this logo. You have no rights to it whatsoever. But nice try. So, that's where I left it. But of course, my detractors have to try to turn this into a big thing. So they contact the guy, they're egging him on, they're working on all this shit, right? They literally want me to give a shout out for something that I didn't take from anyone. All right? The logo, this logo you're seeing right here, I have receipts from where it came from, how I'm using it, and that it's all legal, and that absolutely no one has the rights to this logo. Okay, are you ready? We're going to go through it. All right? So first off, the first thing I will show you is the oops, what did I do? I clicked the wrong thing. I always go to the wrong mouse. The first thing I will show you is that this is where all this is stemming from. An old Bandcamp thing, some digital audio album from like over a decade ago, okay? And it's just sitting there, okay? So there you go. And what's hilarious about this, first of all, here's the logo, all right? Do you notice something about the logo versus mine? Sure, it's not the same logo. You can see that the P is clearly different. There actually isn't. It's not exactly the same. It's similar. It's using a similar font, but it's not the same logo, all right? There's also a trademark symbol here at the end of the logo, and we're going to explore this in just a second, so don't worry. I actually don't want you to forget about that it says trademark at the end of the logo, okay? I just want you to think about that for a second, right? Okay, so this is what it's from. Apparently a Bandcamp page from over a decade ago. Literally nothing on this page proves anything at all, okay? Nothing. Anyone can make a page like this and put any logo up and say it's trademarked. This is no evidence of anything whatsoever. This is just silliness is what this is, okay? But this is what my detractors are basing their new drama argument over, all right? Absolutely ludicrously stupid. So, what I'm going to show you now, this is where the logo comes from. A website called thefont.com, all right? It's called Hogan Mania. It has been on this website for ages, okay? And if you take a little look right here, it says right here on the website, this is free for personal use, which is actually how I've been using it. I've been using it in merch that I have here only for me, for my personal use. I have it on artwork. That's how I use it, okay? There you go. Now, personal $10 donation for a commercial use, right? By the way, first seen on DeFont, November 17th, 2013. It has been on this website for 11 years. 11 years, okay? So, for a $10 donation, you can use it for commercial use. And there's the download and donation button. I donated $10. At first, I didn't, admittedly. The logo, the font was used just for personal use, but now that I'm actually getting set up to sell it as like merch on a business, I have donated the $10, and this is 100% ready and lined up to be used. And in fact, just to show you guys the evidence that is Hogan Mania is the name of the logo and everything, here it is in Photoshop as being used by the person who made it for me. All right, as you can see, the logo is not the same as the one previous. Let's take a look. Take a look at how it's different. It is definitely different. The P is much different. The letters are all shaped differently. It has an arch. It's instead of being straight. It's a completely different logo. And just to clarify, whoa, this zoom is weird. You can see right here. Do you see that? You see what that says? Hogan Mania. It's the logo from the website. This has absolutely nothing to do with anything that guy did with the Bandcamp, okay? The guy on Bandcamp doesn't own the rights to this logo at all. It's been on this DeFont website for over 11 years for both personal and commercial use. Anyone can use it for personal use, and if someone wants to use it to sell products, they have to donate $10. It's right there in black and white, okay? That's how this is all being used. So all these morons who are making shit up are full of crap. Now, you might say, well, that's not enough evidence, because take a look again at this back here. It says Philomania trademark, right? Trademark. So that must mean that it was trademarked by somebody else. Okay? Really? Would you like to spend a couple minutes here just to confirm that? All right, you ready for this? So we're going to go over, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a United States trademark search. All right, first thing we're going to search for is Philomania. We've got Flamingo, Flaminaire, Flamin, Flemans. Do you see Philomania anywhere? They show you all the things that are similar to how it sounds or looks. You see Philomania anywhere. There is no match whatsoever for Philomania in the United States trademark database because no one has ever filed a trademark for Philomania. So right now, I can tell you this Bandcamp trademark is completely fake. They never trademarked it whatsoever. They own no rights to this logo whatsoever. Okay? But you might say, oh, but Phil, what about variations? Okay, what about Philomania? See Fast Fills. I see Hulkamania for something. That was a vitamin supplement that was owned by Marvel Entertainment Group. Now, that's an interesting one. Charm Phil. As you can see, guess what? There's no Philomania. Why? Because it doesn't exist. Because there was no ever trademark filed for this whatsoever. Okay? Doesn't exist. So, there is no ownership of the Philomania logo whatsoever in the United States. But then you might say, well, wait a minute, Phil. What if it was internationally? Well, that's good because we have the global database here too. As you can see, this is the global database of trademarks. Let's try it here. Philomania. No results found. Okay, let's try it again. Almania has results. Just Almania. No Philomania. And there's Phil, but no Philomania, brother. Uh-oh, brother. We may have some duty I smell, brother. Ooh, yeah. But anyway, one more thing, just to prove that this is real and it works, watch this. Hulkamania, which is actually where all this spawned from, because this is actually a parody or a spin-off of the Hulkamania logo. Oh, look at that. Hulkamania, owned by Hogan Holdings. Hulkamania, owned by Mr. Terry Bollea. Do you know who that is? Hulk Hogan. That's his real name. So all versions of Hulkamania, as you can see, are owned either by Hulk Hogan or Marvel Entertainment Group or Hogan Holdings, which is probably his company that owns all the rights to his stuff. He owns all the rights to Hulkamania. So the website works. It's real. It's just that no one actually owns the trademark to Philomania at all. Now, if you don't know how trademark works, this is how trademark law works. In order to file a trademark, you have to show that you have some pre-existing use of said mark or that you have intention to use it for something. So, for example, in my case, okay, I'm going to be selling shirts that say Philomania. If I so choose, I could file a trademark for selling of that logo on merchandise, such as shirts. And then that would be in my ownership and no one else would be able to do that. Okay? Now, 99.99999% of people do that. They don't do that at all. They don't bother because it's not a big deal. But my detractors have to fucking do this shit to make it a big deal, even though they have no legal standing whatsoever to say or do the things that they do. They're just all full of shit. Okay? So, some people might say, well, why don't you just file for one? Because it costs a lot of money and it costs time. It costs many hundreds of dollars to file for a trademark. Okay? I haven't even sold any merch yet. I have no pre-existing business yet to even establish and say, hey, look, I'm using it. Now I should own the trademark. Okay? That's why. So if I were to start selling merch and it's Philomania and it's popular, then I could file a trademark for it and then I would own it and no one could fuck around with it, right? But this is the point I'm making. No one does this. Literally no one does this stuff because you don't need to. Unless like you're a giant business. Like Hulkamania, yes. Why? Because Hulk Hogan, that's his whole thing. He needs to own Hulkamania because he still sells tons of merch. He appears in things. He uses the phrase. By having this under his name, this is absolutely great for him. It makes sense. For someone who's just getting a business started, who's just going to start selling a few shirts here or there, you wouldn't get a trademark for it. You don't need to. All right? These morons are so dumb. They think that this is evidence that there's a trademark. There is no trademark for this phrase, this logo, or any of this anywhere. It doesn't exist. They're making it up. They're a bunch of fucking no-load losers who will continue to make shit up. So I'm just going to say this. Stop fucking listening to these people. Stop it. Why would you even entertain what they say for a moment? They literally have never told the truth on anything. They're always twisting it, telling lies. They actually looked at this page and they thought this is a right to this person owning it because it said TM on it. How fucking stupid can you be? By the way, you see this? This is illegal. They don't own the rights to the WWF logo, yet they're using the WWF logo on this Bandcamp page for a product that they're selling. So this entire thing here is illegal. Unless they can prove that they paid for the rights to use the WWF logo, which I'm fairly certain they didn't. So, I mean, we can keep going here. Do we really need to keep going down this rabbit hole of bullshit that they have created? Or can we just say, okay, enough of the nonsense. Let's stop paying attention to idiots, like guys whose name are fucking Doody, right? And say, none of these people have any kind of logic in their fucking head, right? Can we just stop with the nonsense? Thank you. Okay. So there's no trademark for PHILAMANIA whatsoever. I went to a legitimate site, paid for the use of the font via a $10 donation. It's been legally registered on this site since November 17th, 2013. So it's been there for 11 years. I have the rights to use this for commercial use now because I paid for it. And here's the person who made the logo out of the font for me that I'm going to be using on merchandise, period. There is no more questioning, okay, at all. None. It's over. Okay? So we can stop talking about this bullshit now because this is so dumb. It's just a waste of everyone's time. All right? I didn't even want... honestly, I wasn't even going to talk about this today. This was not a topic of my discussion today. And then overnight, I got people sending me shit. Oh, did you know that this person said this? This person said this. This person... Why am I paying attention? Why do I even care? Right? I don't know. But if I don't do this, I have to put up with harassment and nonsense. You know, it's just fucking stupid. Exactly. They're wasting everyone's time. You're absolutely right. And people entertain it for some bizarro reason. Why would you ever listen to something one of my detractors say? They're always full of shit. They're always twisting the truth, over-exaggerating, and they have no point to fucking make. They're always lying to try to make content to get clicks, views, and money. Why would you believe them? So now we've wasted about 15 to 20 minutes of my show on that bullshit because of these fucking assholes and people asking me about this, right? So there you go. All right. Okay. Cool. So I think now what we should do is actually move on to meaningful stuff instead of bullshit, because that was a real waste of our fucking time, wasn't it? Okay, so. Oh, did this screw up? Oh no, I'm on a different screen. I thought it screwed up. I was like, all right. We have some shout outs to do. First off, guys, if you're here and you're enjoying yourself, please engage with the stream. Please give it a like. We have almost 400 viewers, 56 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes right now. All right, everyone, just click the like button if you're enjoying the stream. We got a lot more coming. Thank you for the support. This engagement has been helping the channel tremendously. Let's keep that rolling, okay? Outside of that, let's get some contributions in. I'm about to do a shout out for the first batch of contributions that have come in. I'm seeing a lot of great names in chat. Today would definitely be a lot of a good time for gifted memberships for the community. I'm sure people would appreciate them. But in addition, of course, the King's Tips, we're trying to continue the King Street. We know it's going to continue. It's just a question of who are going to be the first people to contribute. And we're about to find that out, all right? So let's go. First of all, we start with Probably a Bear, who did a super chat this morning, $5, and says, I've been loving watching your reacts to your old Resident Evil 1 playthrough. I'm paying my tax to the King to show my appreciation. Well, thank you. Thank you so very much, Probably a Bear. I appreciate that very much. And that is the first super chat of the day. Thank you so much. All right. And then we have Koba Geyser, who became a member this morning. Thank you to Koba for joining as a member this morning. I appreciate that very much. And then we have Dick Jones, who just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you, Dick Jones, for the 5 memberships. I'm sure they're going to be divvied out soon. YouTube has been lagging on these recently, where people will do it and then it takes a few minutes. I don't know why, but it may take a few minutes for those to be divvied out, but I'm sure they're going to go out. Thank you, Dick Jones, for supporting the channel. Hopefully some of these gray names will be green shortly. Okay, now let's switch over. Let's get our first tips of the day in here. We have a dollar tip to start. Excuse me. Thoughts on Batman getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Wednesday next week? Is it deserved? Batman the character? I don't know how the Hollywood Walk of Fame works. Outside of the fact that I've heard, at least from when I used to listen to the Howard Stern show, okay? And Howard Stern, the way that he discussed it, he said that all of these things, like the Radio Hall of Fame, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, that they're all scams. That basically the way it works is you'll get like notification saying, "Oh, you have been nominated for it, right? You now are eligible for it, and you can get it for a donation to the Academy who nominates people." Wait, so let me get this straight. So I'm a long time person in media, person in maybe you're a movie actor, maybe you're a musician, you're a notable person in pop culture. You've been recognized for that all over the world. People know you. You get contacted by some board, some group, some committee. Congratulations, you've been recognized for your outstanding talents and contributions. Pay us money and we will give you something like a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, wait, what? Why do I have to? You want me, you want my name and my likeness on your Walk of Fame. It gives you something for people to look at when they're on that street and walking down the street. It's like a big attraction in LA. Why would you make me pay you for the star? And I remember particularly Howard Stern was really upset about this because he had been offered everything. He'd been offered the star. He'd been offered like the Radio Hall of Fame, and he always turned it down. He's like, dude, I'm not going to pay these people to get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I pay to be recognized? I'll just be recognized, okay? Anyway, so in regards to, characters being on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I think it is true because I remember when I went there, I think I saw characters' names. It's mostly real people. It's mostly, like I said, actors, musicians, celebrities, comedians, but I think there were a few characters on the walk, and it really stood out because, like, it's weird. Like, why would there be, like, Mickey Mouse in the middle of all this? He's not real, right? So, I don't know how that would work. I guess what it would be is probably they contacted whoever owns the rights to Batman and said, would you like Batman on the Walk of Fame? And they said, yeah, sure, and then they have to pay the donation or whatever. If you didn't know, when they do these, they have a big, like, press event. So they'll set up, like, a podium on the street, and they'll have all these celebrities come. Usually the celebrity who's accepting is there, but then there's a few of their celebrity friends come to do it. Like, I remember when Macaulay Culkin just got a star in the last year, and what's her name? The woman who played his mother in Home Alone was there, and someone else was there who's like, I think his brother was there. So that's what I mean. Like, they do a big event around it, and it gets a lot of attention. So in this case, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to have some promotion, or Batman or something. So what do I think about it? Nah, I mean, it's cool when you go to Hollywood and you walk down that street and you see it. You're like, oh, this is actually real. Like, yeah, it's real. It's not just something you saw in movies or on TV. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is legit. But does it really mean anything? I don't know. I also don't know how long those stars stay there. And if, like for example, I wonder if it's like, so you pay a certain amount of money and your star's there for like 15 years, but then after a while, if you don't renew it, they remove the star to put someone else in your spot. I wonder if that's how it works. And if that's the case, that's a pretty crazy way to make money. And that's pretty nuts. But I mean, hey, I guess everyone makes a buck somehow, right? So there you go. So by the way, Dick Jones's 5 Get the memberships have gone out. Congrats, ZDR Gaming, Bronx Beats, Orlinda's Voices, Lord Sinister 1232, and Old School L82. Appreciate your support, Dick, and I hope everyone enjoys those. Okay. We have another tip to shout out. This is a $1.50 tip. In the future, I hope you avoid taking bait from concern trolls. That guy in the chat before the podcast started talking about who's going to buy a shirt was an example. No, you're right. What it is people will come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm so concerned about what I heard from your detractors. Like, it's bullshit. I know that. But the sad fact is, this is actually how things have happened to me over the years that are bad. Here's why. Because I always ignored it, right? My detractors would make something up completely. And then they would present it as fact. And because I would ignore it and never address it, people would actually believe it and be like, well, since Phil's not addressing it, it must be true. That's why he's not addressing it, because he has nothing to say to it, right? So literally, if I didn't do that segment at the beginning of the podcast about this PHILAMANIA logo to prove that I'm in the legal right, I'm good to go to sell merch, these idiots would have been all over the internet. Don't buy the merch. Phil stole the logo. Phil's a thief and he hurts artists. And then they would try to go to artists and be like, can you join our cause to be anti-Darkside Phil because he steals from artists? I'm not kidding you. These people are that big of losers. You understand? So if I ignore their bullshit, they get the one up on me because they cause all this drama around me that I'm not even involved in. And the next thing you know, what happens if I open this merch shop and people won't buy merch now because they're afraid that I'm a thief, right? So sadly, I have to fucking do this kind of stuff. It sucks. I don't want to have to waste a 20-minute segment on my podcast on it, but I have to because this is how it works. Now, the truth of the matter is, guess what? They just gave me content. Like, they literally handed me content for my show today and said, here's some content, because that segment will be a clip and it'll be, you know what I mean? It's just dumb as hell because they don't understand that they don't have a leg to stand on when they make shit up. I'm always going to call them out from now on. I've had enough. I told you guys this. I started with Duty. We moved on to Super Crazy. We're going to keep this up. I've had enough with their bullshit. Every single time that they call out and say nonsense, right? I'm going to fucking call it out so that way, number one, I get free content. And number two, no one can say these awful things about me because all the evidence is right there on the internet. So there you go. That simple. And by the way, if they continue to repeat, like I just proved that I'm legally using this, I'm in a right. If they continue the slander, they might get slapped with something that they don't really like. Let's just put it that way. Because if I keep getting slandered by people, I think I've had enough. Like there's a difference between, oh, I don't like Phil, he's fat, or Phil has said to hurt people when I never did. Phil is stealing the logo when I never did. That's grounds for a defamation lawsuit. It really is. So we're going to see how much they want to fucking play. All right? Because if I have an established history of someone who does this over and over and over and constantly causes this defamation against me on the internet, that 100% is a slap bang easy case to win. Okay? You know, it's one thing if it happens once, but if there's someone who has an established history of doing it, they're fucked. So they're going to have to start watching themselves because at this point, you get to the point where it's like, do I really want to have to constantly defend myself against more bullshit they made up? No, of course I don't. And I shouldn't have to. These people should be held legally accountable for their actions. So we'll see how that goes. Okay? All right. Anyway, so thanks for the $1.50 tip. And so you're the top tipper, but both of these tips were anonymous, so I don't know who they were. Now, let's get some momentum going with tips, guys, okay? Let's get it moving because we want to get the king streak established here and hit number 13 today. Lucky number 13, brother, right? So let's get someone right now to do a $2 tip to top the 150 tipper. All right, let's get a $2 tip in right now. And let's get it rolling. By the way, thank you to Spawn Killer, who has done a $2 super chat. Says, didn't you trademark DSPGaming years and years ago? Yes, I did. Now, after that, sadly, you know, I got into financial troubles, as you know. So I did let it lapse, but at any moment, I can renew the trademark whenever I want. And I have the legal grounds to do so because I have established this channel and I've been actively making business and content off of this channel for the greater part of 13 years, 14 years actually now, because this channel was created in 2010. So I have the legal right to go and get the trademark. If anyone else tried to get it, basically what would happen is I could trump them and just say, nope, I have the legal grounds. I've been doing business under that name for a long time. And then I would refile the trademark. So there you go. Okay. What's up, Jade? How are you today? Hopefully you're doing well. Okay. Anyway, okay. What's the next topic today? I guess we should get this over with. This is just so funny to me. It's absolutely hilarious. So, as you guys know, earlier this week, I did a response to the response to the response to the response. And, oh, I should do this. New topic, everyone. Next topic. The reason I'm doing that is because apparently it's easy for people to find that when I go like this and say new topic. They're able to find that, and so they can timestamp the video and stuff easily. Plus, it helps me to find this when I'm clipping stuff, okay? Okay, so new topic for everyone. Earlier this week, I responded to a response to a response to a response to a response from LTG. At this point, it's becoming so convoluted with these responding to a response of the same video. And LTG's stream quality is so poor. There's no way you can even tell what response is the new one, what's the old one. Like, the guy literally streams identically every day, so his camera's in the same spot. You can't tell even if this is the old response, the new response. He's completely unprofessional with how he makes content, okay? So, basically, I had a kind of enough of that, and I was like, you know, I said my piece, I made some clips, like, enough with this guy, because I don't even know what the point is at this point, because it seems like he wants something out of a collab. He outright admitted it finally, instead of lying and says, I want 5K, 10K, 25K, 1 million K, whatever fuck, how much money he wants. It's all bullshit. He admitted it last time when we was talking about him. He said, I want to get some kind of a benefit out of a collab, and I never get a benefit. And he even mentioned other collabs that I don't even know who these people are or what they are. But he mentioned that he did these collabs, and he got absolutely nothing positive out of them at all. So that's why he doesn't want to do it, okay? So I said, well, what we should do is we should figure out a way that he benefits. Like, how could he actually benefit? I guarantee you, there is a way that he could benefit from a collab, all right? I guarantee you there is a way he could benefit from collabing with me, just coming on this show and having a conversation, or playing Street Fighter if that's really what people want. It seems like he's not interested in that. I'll be honest. I really don't think it would do much because I know I'm going to beat his ass. You know, I have, like, so many characters in Master, and I watch him play, and I'm like, so it's like, there's not going to be it's not even close. Okay, so I don't even see the point, but some people just like the whole drama of play Street Fighter with this guy or whatever, right? But anyway, I know that he would benefit from it. We have to figure out how. Like, what is he really looking for? What does he want to get out of it, right? I've learned from my days, my Project 7 days, where people were like, oh, you know, or I should say, Respect the Pack was like, oh, we don't want anything out of this besides just plug our channel. No way. Right? No way. There's no way that that's going to happen because I've learned from that experience. They said that's what they wanted up front, and then later on find out they wanted more, but they never told me. So now I look like the asshole, right? So there's no way. I want to know exactly what it is this guy wants out of it and that he's going to get it, right? So that's where we kind of left it. And I'm thinking that's probably it. He's probably not going to respond again, right? There's no way, you know, we're done with this crap. You know, if he really thinks he can't get anything out of a collab or whatever, then I guess there's nothing further to discuss. Why would we even talk about this again? All right. So I thought that's where it was going to end, right? Until someone tells me, Phil, Low Tier God live on his stream unblocked you on Twitter and sent you a DM. All right. And I was like, that's great. I don't really care. You know, I'll get to it when I get to it or whatever. All right. Like, seriously, whenever I get to it, we'll talk about it. Okay. So, yeah, you know, I don't really give a shit that he DM'd me. And I figured I would save it till like the end of the week. And then I would see what he DM'd me about. Now, keep in mind, I never blocked the guy. He blocked me a year ago. All right. Basically, a year ago, I wanted to collab with him for the launch of Street Fighter 6. When Street Fighter 6 was at the height of its popularity and Evo was going down, I said, dude, now is the time. We should do a stream together. If you and I played Street Fighter 6 during Evo weekend, our streams would probably have more views than the official Evo stream. Not saying during finals, but like during qualifiers or whatever. We'd probably get so much more attention than them, and we would definitely win out. You know, this is the time to do it. And I kept talking about it, and he kept ignoring me. And then he started insulting me. He talked about my looks, saying that, you know, I have to work on my sexy and my hairline and shit like that. I need to go to the gym. You know, just dumb shit, deflecting shit. Because again, he doesn't say what he means or what he really thinks. He deflects with all this bullshit. First, it's my looks aren't good enough. Then it's, oh, I want money. But he doesn't want, none of that is true. Right? He wants to find a way to benefit, but he won't say it. He's not he's like, he beats around the bush so bad. Like, he's so afraid to admit the truth about shit. Right? So anyway, this was last summer. And last summer, he literally blocked me. He said, stop clout chasing me, bro. And then he blocked me on Twitter. So I could never talk to him ever again about anything. Okay? So all this stuff that we've been doing, going back and forth over the last couple of weeks, has been via video responses because I can't talk directly to the guy because he blocked me on Twitter. Okay? He's the one who did it, not me. I wasn't going to block him. I don't know why the fuck he acts like that, right? So anyway, finally I got around to taking a look at his DM because I was going to talk about it today. And I'm thinking he's probably going to tell me like, you know, fuck yourself. I don't want to deal with you or whatever. You ready for this? And by the way, for the record, I would not show this DM if he didn't give me permission to. He literally actually in the DM gives me permission to show this to all of you. All right? So I'm assuming he probably already showed it on his end. I don't know, but I'm assuming that he did, or else why would he tell me to show it? It's not like he would give me free content, right? So here it is. Here's the DM. It's directly below me here. Okay? So I'm just going to read this word for word, and then I'm going to respond to it. Okay? So here is his DM word for word. Keep in mind, this is him. He unblocks me, and this is the first thing he sends me. Okay? I'm going to let you know one thing. Don't you ever in your life talk money to me. You cannot compete with me in any category in life. I promise you, I shit on you in any category you can possibly think of. This desperate attempt to create some beef to clip farm my name is as pathetic as your whole entire internet presence and demeanor. I shit on you in revenue across the board and have been for years. I do not need your bum ass. You need me. Now stay in that miserable slumber NPC. Ask me what the fuck that means. You are literally a bum to me. Now share this on your poverty ass stream, weirdo. So again, I would not have read that if he didn't say, read it on your stream, show it on your stream. Okay? This is what he sent me. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I want you to think about this. He says over and over, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to collab with you. Okay? So I just keep roasting the fucking guy because every time that he does a response, he just makes himself look like an idiot, right? He's saying, I don't need money, but he keeps asking me for money to appear or to show in a collab. When he says, I don't know why people think that I'm broke, I say it's because your setup looks awful. Your setup looks like you're living in like a dorm room. You've got the cheapest background possible of felt that obviously is super cheap. We showed it's from Temu, the website or whatever. It's $15 to buy it. You've got an LED wall that you won't show on camera, probably because it sucks too. You have it off camera. Like, you have horrible lighting. Your webcam quality sucks. Your whole thing sucks. You know what I'm saying? So why would people think that you have money when you don't present yourself as having money? If you present yourself as a bum, people will think you're a bum. And that's what the deal is. You know, if he was there with a good setup with great lighting and everything looked amazing, people would be like, all right, this guy's doing good for himself. Look at his setup. This guy's doing good, right? But that's not how it is. He looks like a schlub, like someone who's just barely getting a stream going, you know? So that's why, all right? So all I'm doing, I'm responding very plainly and matter-of-factly to this stuff that he's saying and keep showing that he just exposes himself and makes him look stupid every time, right? So the truth is, if he doesn't want to do a collab, right, and he doesn't want to do anything with me, all he should do is just say, all right, I'm just not going to respond to Phil anymore. I'm not. I'm just, you know, there's no reason for me to respond to Phil ever again because I want nothing to do with him. And if that's the case, obviously I'm not going to keep talking about him. What's the point, right? But no, instead, he goes out of his way to unblock me on Twitter and then to send me this threatening DM, all right? So it's either one of two things, okay? It's either this guy's ego is so inflated that if anyone ever catches him out and tells him something truthful, like your setup looks like shit, that's why people think you're poor, you keep asking for money, that's why people think you're poor, he can't handle that. It fries his brain like an egg, right? So now he's like seething at this. He's seething and he can't take it. So now he has to clap back somehow, right? And he realizes that every time he does a video response to me, I make fun of him because it's always hilarious to watch his video responses because they're fucking terrible, right? So now he's like, well, I'm not going to give him that content. I know what I'll do. I'll unblock him and I'll give him a threatening DM because my thuggery will definitely work in this situation, right? Like, totally, 100%. This is going to scare me off, right? Like, yeah, let me tell you, Mr. Sparrow, Mr. Tweety Bird, I'm terrified right now of your thuggery. Your words typed into this small box on the side of my computer monitor, I'm quaking right now. You can't see it, but I'm actually defecating and pissing in my pants at the same time right now because I read those sentences. I am absolutely shaking in my boots. You're definitely message, received. And definitely I understand what you're saying. Unbelievable, right? Yeah. Oh, man, I'm rocked to my very core. Never before have I been so shook, so broken, mentally, physically, every part. My soul is crushed, everything. I can't handle it because Mr. Sparrow reached out to me with this DM. I can't believe it. All right. Seriously. What's up, King Michael? How you doing today? Okay. So let's actually analyze what he's saying here. Okay. So his first statement, I'm going to let you know one thing. Yeah. You didn't even have to open with that. Doesn't even mean anything. Okay. Don't you ever in your life talk money to me. Now, the funny part about this is I still haven't talked money to him. Did you know that? I haven't. It's his detractors, his trolls who are talking money to him. They're the ones that are saying, oh, we found that you owe all this money, and we found that you're broke, and we found that you live in Section 8 housing and stuff like that, and you're not supposed to because of your income. Like, they're the ones who are harassing him, not me. I don't even know anything about this stuff. I only know because you guys have been telling me on my own streams, okay? So, I don't know anything about that. I have not accused the guy of being poor. I made factual observations. Like, he's saying to his trolls, why does everyone think I'm poor? Right? He says, I'm not going to open up my bank account. I never asked him to open his bank account or show any statements. I honestly don't give a crap how much money this man makes. But there's two things that are resoundingly true. Number one, he keeps asking for money to collab with me, and you don't ask for something you don't need, right? And number two, excuse me, I'm burping like crazy now. His setup looks like crap. His setup looks like absolute crap. I mean, he's got a cat tree in his setup, and the cat never shows up. My cat is sitting on my lap right now. You're seeing more of my cat right now than you ever see on an LTG stream, and he has a cat tree behind it, right? Look, my cat tree is my chair, right? So, I mean, if your setup's terrible, people are going to think you're poor, and if you keep asking for money, people are going to think you're poor. And all you're doing is you're reinforcing what your detractors and your trolls are saying. So it's your actions that are making people think you're poor. I don't know anything about the behind-the-scenes stuff at all. I really don't. I don't care either. I told you guys this a million times. I'm not accusing this man of being poor. If his subscriber count on Twitch is accurate and he has over 3,000 subscribers, he makes a good amount of money every month just on that. And I'm sure he gets other contributions too. So who am I to talk about money comparisons? Why would I even give a crap? Right? Like, that's a weird flex because you're flexing on me for money when I've literally never criticized money. I criticized the looks of your setup and the fact you keep asking for money, but I never said that you're poor. Right? How could I even justify that or have evidence of that? No one ever could, right? Just like with me, no one could ever say that I'm rich or poor either. Literally, you have no idea if anyone has ever really tipped me. You have no clue. There's no way you would ever have evidence of it. I'm reading it out of emails from PayPal, so how would you know if a tip is real or not? I could be making double as much as I call out on stream, or I could be making 1/3 of as much as I call out on stream, and you would never know. No one knows. And honestly, it's none of anyone's business anyway, so who gives a shit? He has no point at all with the stuff that he's upset about, because what this is showing again, seriously, what he's showing again is his ego is so fragile and so vulnerable that his trolls say to him, you're broke, and then he acts like I'm saying it. I never even said that. I don't even care about how much money this man makes. I don't give a shit at all, okay? By the way, I received a $2 tip. LTG had to stream in another room because people made fun of him having cheap curtains and no bed frame in his bedroom. Wow. See, again, this is not me saying this. This is people who observe these things off of your streams, Mr. Sparrow. It's not me saying it. People made observations. You can't handle the factual observations, and you get all upset. People wouldn't think you're broke if you didn't look like you were broke, right? So there you go. He spelled weirdo wrong. He did. You're right. He spelled it W-I-E-R-D-O. It's W-E-I-R-D-O. You're right. He spelled weirdo wrong. I don't think that's a big deal. He probably doesn't use the word that often. I know you were like, why are you defending LTG? Because I don't nitpick. Like, there's no, what are you nitpicking that for? Who gives a shit? The fact that this guy sent me this fucking DM is the thing we're talking about, not the fact that he misspelled a word in it. Like, that's silly. Okay? I'll defend his spelling error. Okay? So, let's continue analyzing his DM. You cannot compete with me in any category in life. I promise you, I shit on you in any category you can possibly think of. Oh, Mr. Sparrow, I'm so sorry. Much like when you insulted my looks, much like when you insulted, my sexy and all of that, once again, you've done it to yourself. You've fallen into the pit, you've fallen into the trap of saying something incredibly stupid that it is so easy to come back on and make you look like a fool. And this is the thing my detractors do. This is what's happened with Review Tech. This is what's happened with everyone. You expose yourself and set yourself up for the felting. Not me. Like, I didn't do it. You did. All right? So, okay, are you ready for this? Okay. So, I promise you I shit on you in any category you can possibly think of. You cannot compete with me in any category in life. All right, you ready to start? All right. Number one, I'm on YouTube. Hi, I'm on YouTube. You want to know why I'm on YouTube? Because I'm not banned from YouTube. Because I didn't do anything to warrant a ban because I'm not an incredible moron. All right? You're not on YouTube. You can't be on YouTube because you're permanently banned and you're never coming back. Okay? That's the first thing I have to say. I didn't have to think. That one was so easy, right? By the way, I don't get suspended every other day on whatever streaming service I'm using because I'm not an idiot. I know how to play the game like an intelligent human. I don't say things that I know would get me suspended or banned because I'm not stupid. You apparently don't have that ability to have restraint and to think before you speak. Instead, you just fucking say dumb shit constantly and you get banned, suspended, and unsuspended, and resuspended, banned again. It's a joke. I mean, it's a circus. At one point, it becomes a circus. When's the next time LTG is going to get banned so we can all laugh at it again, right? Unbelievable, right? I mean, should we continue? Okay. I can't compete with him. He shits on me in every category possible, all right? Let me show you something. You ready for this? You see my setup? Every day looks a little different. Every day I got some lighting going. I got some nice stuff going. I got the good stuff behind me. You want to see this stuff up here? Do you know what all this stuff is? This is all from my fans. That's why I have it up there. It's not because, I have a big affinity for Sonic the Hedgehog or, because Blanca, I love the... No, that's from my fans. I didn't buy any of that. My fans like me so much that they actually, contribute by giving me stuff that they think is meaningful to them. And then I reciprocate that. I put it in my setup because I want to show you that people support me and like me and have done so for such a long time. I have just as many haters as LTG. I probably have worse and more. But the difference is I survive because I have people who actually like me, right? This guy is just he survives basically on the incredible drama he creates and the over-the-top things he says. So he may very well have 3,000 subs on Twitch, but all he has to show for it is a bedroom in some crappy apartment that looks like a dorm room. It looks, every time that LTG streams and he turns on his setup, it looks like at any moment, his mother might burst through the door and say, why didn't you take the trash out? Get your ass out there now. And she starts whapping him with a shoe and he has to leave and go do a bunch of chores, right? That's what his setup looks like. It looks like he lives in his mom's house. It's crappy as hell. There's no professionalism to what he's doing. So why do you think people think you're poor, right? So let's see. I can stream wherever the hell I want. I can make content wherever the hell I want. I don't get banned constantly. I have fans that actually love me. My setup looks better than yours by far. My webcam is clear. You can actually see me. Should I continue? Oh, I can go to Evo because I'm not banned from Evo for being a degenerate. All right? I can go to any tournament I want. In fact, just recently, a local tournament reached out to me and said, DSP, you're having a resurgence. We'd like to have you at our tournament. Would you come and participate as a guest? That would be nice. And I turned them down. I said, I really don't have any interest in participating in any offline tournaments right now, but thank you for the invite. I don't see the point. I'm not good or anything. People were going to kick my ass, right? I can go anywhere I want. I'm welcome. I'm a welcome participant, right? You know what I'm saying? That's something you definitely don't have. You're not welcome in quite a lot of places because of the way you act and you behave. People don't like you, man. You got to fess up to this, all right? That's why you're banned from YouTube, from Evo, from a million other places. No one wants to be associated with LTG because of your actions and your words, all right? I can continue. I'm aging gracefully. I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm not putting Hair Club for Men in my hair. I'm not dyeing my beard. I'm embracing the fact that I'm getting older. And I'm going to say, hey, listen, I know things are going to happen as I get older. It's okay. You accept it. You lean into it and you say, this is who I am now. You don't hide from it. You don't run and pretend like you're 20 years old forever. You know what I don't do? I don't put concealer on my fucking head. All right? I don't need to. Yeah, I have bad skin. I have pimples and shit. I'm not putting concealer all over my fucking head like you do. Like we just saw in the video the other day, you at the barber putting fucking concealer all over your head. Because I don't have to. Because I'm not afraid of myself aging. I'm not afraid of myself becoming the next stage of my life like you. You want to just eternally live in your youth. Like I said this last year. You are the black Johnny Bravo. You are. You're just so obsessed with your looks and your persona and all of that. You can't get past it. And because of that, you are stuck sitting there in a bedroom, streaming, looking like a bum, talking to your Discord people. And that's all you're ever going to do. You can reach out and try to do a collab with Destiny, and you can reach out and try to do a collab with it. No one cares. Because you pigeonholed yourself into this existence, this online existence of infamy through your awful actions and words. And you've also not like repented or anything. Like, did you ever come out and say, man, I'm really sorry for all those things that I said and did. I really want to change for the better. No, instead, you lean into it and you just keep getting banned. So you're never going to improve. You're never going to get a step up. It doesn't matter how much money you have in life, because money does not equate to happiness. And the truth is, you're not happy. You want to know why? Because if you were happy, all right, you would not be responding to me like this. If you were happy, you would be like, you know what? I don't need to respond to DSP because I'm good. I'm happy with who I am, where I am, right? I don't need to defend myself. I'm just going to ignore him. But instead, you went out of your way to go back to Twitter, which you don't even use for the record, because I checked your Twitter. You never use it. And you fucking unblocked me and sent this threatening message. Don't you ever in your life talk money to me. Money isn't even the subject. The subject is just existence on this planet. My existence on this planet has been far more meaningful than anything you've ever done in your whole life. You understand that? Daily, I get people who come by and say that they see me as an inspiration because I've gotten through so much hardship, so much trolling, so much fucked up stuff, but I'm still here every day. That's why people come to watch my content. That's why people come and support me. Not because I'm a living meme of when will I get banned the next and what's the next time I'm going to drop the N-word and what's the next extreme thing I'm going to say. That's you. That's your whole existence. Do you understand? No one cares about you as a person because you've been such a heinous person. It's like June the King just said the other day. You truly are evil with your actions, the way you've acted. Now, maybe you aren't. Maybe you're really not truly that bad inside. But people only know you from how you act on the internet, right? So what did you expect? And now you're going to send me this fucking DM and act like you're better than me? Dude, you are a fart in the wind. You understand? You could have all the money in the world, but you're still nobody. I don't care how much money you really have if no one fucking likes or respects you. Sorry, man. The difference is you could actually have a redemption too, but you'd actually have to want it and work hard for it and try it. But I don't think you have it in you. I really don't. I think that sadly, you're just going to stay there in your echo chamber of your Discord, in your little closet of a fucking streaming room with your awful camera, your awful setup, and you're just going to keep telling yourself you're better than everyone. You're better than everyone. You're better than everyone. You're not better than anyone. You can't even win for yourself. You can't beat your own situation. Yet you want everyone else to think you're some hot shot, right? You're not a hot shot. You never were. All right? I mean, dude, Jay Snyder crushed your fucking gems a decade ago. You never grew them back. Do you understand? Never. You never got your gems back. And you're going to try to come here and fucking talk shit to me? Of all people, one of the most resilient people on the fucking internet? You think I give two fucks about how much money you make and you're flexing and shit? Dude, you're nothing. And you never will be until you change in here. That's the difference. You have to change inside to be someone. You have to find that identity of something that you want to be better than what you've been. And you have shown absolutely nothing like that whatsoever in the last 10 years. Instead, you've just leaned into the fucking persona of the online tough guy. No one cares. Your shtick is played the fuck out, and we're tired of it. So, if you really don't care about me, don't fucking send me a threatening DM, because it just makes you look like a coward. It makes you look like a stupid bitch that you sent me this. If you really want nothing to do with me, leave it blocked. Don't address me ever again, because it's pretty obvious. Either I hurt your ego so fucking bad by calling you out on factual things you can't take it, or maybe you're just playing hardball on the collab, or else you wouldn't have sent me this, right? So why don't you be honest for once in your life and tell everyone the truth instead of just making shit up? Don't do online bullying threats. No one cares. This is a joke. We all laugh at you, right? This is just stupid, all right? Enough is enough with this nonsense. This guy is something else. And it really is like, I have more I can say, but I'm tired of talking about it. We talked about it too long already. So that's it for that subject. Okay. Shout outs. We do have a shout out to do. We have another dollar tip that came in. From Boogies, Tipples, and Nipples. This guy loves Boogies, Tipples, and Nipples. Amazing. Another dollar tip. All right. So, folks, we have one more topic today, but honestly, I don't know how much I can say about it, nor do we have much time. Oh, excuse me. So, and by the way, guys, if you're here and you're enjoying the stream, please support it in some way. Give it a like. Right now, we're at 87 likes. Let's get that to 100 likes right now. We have over 400 viewers. All right, let's hit over 100 likes. And any contributions are greatly appreciated, whether it be super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, or tips. Right now, I see a lot of gray in the chat, so gifted memberships, I'm sure people would appreciate. But particularly, we want to keep the King Streak going. We're at 12 straight streams of crushing the goals of 150 bucks. Let's get that going. Let's get a new top tipper. Right now, we had a $2 top tipper forever. Let's get someone bigger than $2 to unthrone this anonymous person and get someone's real name up there and take some credit. All right? Okay. The third and final topic that I have today is basically, okay, I forgot. Never mind. It's not even a big deal. I was going to flex on my calves again, but I don't need to. I was going to talk about LTG's, tiny, skinny chicken legs, and everyone makes fun of him for it. But the moment is past, right? The moment is past. The only other thing that's happened that I kind of wanted to circle back to is, as you know, at the very beginning of this week, okay, I did this test tweet on September 11th, and I said, I just want to test something really quick. Here goes, Ethan Rell. As of now, this tweet has 534 likes, 50 retweets, 123 responses, and 18 bookmarks. I don't know why. All I said was a name. Now, we addressed this at the very beginning of the week, and I was like, I really don't know anything about this guy. All I want to do is read the responses. And just reading these responses, like I said, I was taking early PKE readings on a free-floating vapor that was coming around, right? I was just trying to get some readings. And man, it was like diving into a dumpster going through this stuff as we were scrolling down. But someone had said that on that day, he had streamed and had talked about me, but I can't find it. Like, I don't know where he streams or what he did. Like, I was looking. I guess originally someone said that it was on here. But I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So I wanted to see. I heard it was short. I heard it was like 5 minutes long. And I was like, oh, that's something we could watch on the show just to see what he had to say. But I don't know where it is, and I can't find it. So I don't know. Relevancy, latest, maybe likes? Do you think people would have liked it a lot? No. No, it's just the same shit. So I can't, that's not it, right? No, that's not it. It was, for some reason, I'd seen it, but I hadn't have a chance to watch it. I figured I would just watch it today. I can't find it now. It was like black and white. It was like a black and white video or something like that. And I don't see it now. See, there's nothing. It's just a lot of disgusting things. But I don't see his, I can't find his response now. Yeah, see, he even said a special DSP show tomorrow, and he did apparently do it, but I don't know where it is. So I can't respond to it because I can't find it. Until I find it, that's not it. You see, that's a clip. No, it was like a black and white video that was like 5 minutes long, but it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what happened. It got deleted or something. I don't know. I can't find it. Look, it's just not here. It was here. I saw it earlier in the week, and I was like, okay, I'll play it later in the week when I end of my week, and I can't find it anymore. Well, if I can ever find it, all right. If I could ever find it, you know, I'll see, but I don't even know what he said in it. Check the quote retweets. I don't even know how you do that. I don't know how to do that. I barely use this thing. I don't know how to do that. All right. Well, I guess what we'll do, we're already getting late on the show. We already talked enough on this week's show about this nonsense anyway. Maybe next week we'll re-tackle this topic if I could find it. Again, I don't understand why like my content is easily findable, correct? You want to see what DSP had to say today? You can go right to his channel page. You can find his podcast. You can find highlights of the things that were the topics. These people, I try to find their stuff. It's like I gotta go with like a crew of like archaeologists, and we have to start digging into these like piles of garbage to try to find a hint of something that someone said. It's like, why can't I just find the shit? LTG shit's hidden. Even Ralph shit's hidden. What is going on? Why, right? I don't know. All right. I received a $5 tip. Thank you. This is Black Boss. I enjoy you getting Craig to felt himself, and the end of the collab was great. At the end of the collab, it was great. Yes. Again, much like I've been saying, I don't really have to do much work with these people. They do it to themselves. LTG literally just did it to himself. He asked me, he says, I'm better than you in every aspect of life. I immediately mentioned like 10 things that I'm better than him at without even any effort. Like I didn't have to think about it. It's just too easy, right? So yeah, it's pretty funny. And thank you for the $5 tip. And that gets us to $10 in tips. So thank you so much. Now Black Boss is currently the top tipper. All right. It would be great. Again, let's get the next person in. Let's do a $6 tip. Who will be the next tipper, the $6 tipper? All right. Who will dethrone Black Boss here on the stream today. All right. Cool. Flynn, your link would not get sent in chat. Links are not allowed in chat because of my trolls. It has nothing to do with you, Flynn. It has to do with my trolls. At one point, we're coming in here and putting links to really awful things, and or people would click on them and they were getting their like shit fished and stuff. It was pretty bad. So we can't allow links in the chat. But if you wanted to send it to me, like if you wanted to email me, or if you wanted to DM me on Twitter and send me the clip or whatever it is, and then we could talk about it maybe next week. Okay? I'm not here tomorrow, so my next week starts on Thursday. All right? Okay. So everyone, we have a little bit of extra time. Not a ton, maybe like 20 minutes. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about now. All right? So please tag me in the chat at DSPGaming. Or if you contribute, I will give you a live shout out for your contribution. Either one would be greatly appreciated. All right? Let's see what you guys have on your mind for this morning. For the record, too, I've been looking for game news because people are like, oh, you're just talking about a lot of drama recently. There's nothing going on in game news at all. It's like Annapurna Interactive, the game production studio, everyone quit. And now everyone who is having their games produced by this company doesn't know the future of their games, but Annapurna is promising them it'll still go down because they're going to hire new staff. Is that really a big deal? No. You know what I'm saying? No. Not really. It's just kind of a stupid story, honestly. Here we go. So, you know, I'm just looking at all these different stories like, it's like nothing to cover. If there's a big, interesting story to cover in gaming, I absolutely will cover it. There just hasn't been anything going on in game news recently. Pretty lame, actually. Sofa Ninja says, Josh Moon has talked about the situation with you and Ralph and has generally good things to say about you. What situation? What situation? There's no situation. I know nothing of the man. Really, I don't. I know almost nothing. Only very brief things the guys from Kino Casino told me, the brief things you guys have told me. I literally made one tweet about him, connecting him to my early days in Street Fighter with the way he acts today as a grown adult. I was in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s when I acted like that. This guy's, you know, old, and he acts like that. Like big internet tough guy, but I'm going to fight, and he doesn't show up. It's like, what? What are you talking about? So I made one tweet about him, and then I just tweeted out his name. That's it. I still don't have much to say because I still don't know the guy. You know what I mean? Like I would definitely have to find more out about this guy. You know, and like I said, like I was looking for the video. If I could respond to the video, then maybe, you know, I'd have something to talk about, but I don't even know where the video is. Right? No one can't find it. Am I going to play Black Ops 6 Zombies when it comes out? You know, I don't know. I don't know because I'm not into zombies anymore. You know, I did co-op with zombies like a decade ago, and I found it kind of fun, but I really haven't cared that much. So I don't know if I would really give a shit about zombies at this point. You know, I don't know. But maybe, I don't know. I would consider it, maybe. Maybe, okay, maybe that would be something. Like a co-op with Kino Casino. Maybe zombies co-op, right? Would be something to do. I think that would be cool. That's actually, I think that's better than playing online because zombies, it's a party of people. So it could be us teaming up trying to survive waves of zombies and stuff, right? That could be cool. If they want to do that, I don't know. That would be on them. You know, they're going to come back and then we'll start talking and stuff. So, I mean, Dio just hit it right on the head. He goes, Ralph thinks he's in some epic beef with Phil, but DSP doesn't even know what's going on. Yeah, like, for example, isn't it true that it was one of my detractors impersonated me? They had a fake Twitter account, and they, like harassed him on Twitter, and he actually thought it was me. So now he, like, hates my guts, and that's why he has a grudge against me. I don't even know anything about him. I never... Again, I'm the lay person to this part of the internet. I don't know anything about this crap. What are we talking about? I don't even know, right? Let's see here. I had a couple of dollar tips. Okay, thank you, Darkside Child Returns. I appreciate this dollar tip. He says, oh, let me put it this way. I'll get back to you. Basically, I'm talking with quite a few people about different things. And this is someone who I've been talking with about stuff. And I will get back to you. All right? I don't really have much to say right now, but I will get back to you on that subject, okay? Thank you. Someone did find the video. All right. Well, we don't have time for it now. And someone just tipped me $1 and sent me the link. All right, I'll look at it later, guys. Thanks. So now now I'm definitely going to have this video because now I'm getting the video from 10 different sources, okay? All right, thank you. Well, I'll look at it later. I haven't seen it. I want to do a genuine, like, first-time reaction to it rather than me watch it ahead of time and then know everything that's said. I'd rather just look like a genuine, I wonder what this is and watch it. So we'll see. Okay, and I received a $2 tip. He says, I'm tipping $2. The message was long, and we hope that you read it all. Hope this $2 tip helps Phil. Oh. Are you talking about the other message that came in? Okay. No, absolutely. Don't worry about it. We're good. I'll get back to you guys on this stuff. Some people I've been talking to a million people about a million things recently. It's hard to keep track of it all, quite frankly. I got a million things going on at all times now. It's like, oh. My wife even made a good suggestion. She said, you should go back to having physical stuff in your office to tell you what's going on again. Like, I used to have a calendar that I had on my wall, a physical, like, dry erase calendar on my wall over here. And I would use this to plan out game releases, events, dates, important things going on. And I got rid of it years ago. And I went to kind of like an all digital system. But now I got so much going on, I keep losing track of all the things I'm involved in. You know, right now I'm in contact with several different people about possibly, you know, showing up on the podcast. I'm working with this merch company now. I'm trying to get that rolling. I'm doing all my content. I'm clipping content. I'm still working daily with my editors to work on stuff for DSP Throwback and stuff like that. I got people sending me music, people sending me intros. Like, oh my God, I got so much going on. It's very hard to keep track of. Thank you for the $2 tip. Please don't take any personal offense if I didn't directly respond right away to something. I'm so, everything's a jumbled mess. Lady Charisma says, if you want game news, you can check some subreddits. That way you can filter by the topic matter instead of, say, looking on Twitter. Like PC Gaming Sub is where I get most news. The thing is, Twitter in general isn't that bad when it comes to the news, as long as you're following the right topics. And I'm following basically a lot of the people who cover the big stories and the certain topics. It's just that all the stories that have been coming out are like, I don't really care, like, sorry, I got a piece of dead skin here. It's bothering me. Like, in the Street Fighter community, the big thing this week was, I guess Justin Wong trolls people in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He basically has a team where it's like 2 crap characters and Iron Man. So he finds a scrub and he'll play with the crap characters, and he'll tag in Iron Man and just do infinites and win anyway. And they call him the Wazler or something like that. Like, it's some internet meme. And I'm reading this and I'm like, this is the most unfunny, stupid thing I've ever seen. But the whole FGC is freaking out about it like it's like the most ingenious meme anyone's ever come up with. And I'm like, you want to talk about living like in a bubble? That's the bubble. If you think that memes like that are funny. I was reading it, I'm like, why would I want to read? Like, I'm not going to talk about this. This is stupid, right? Like, this is shit from like the fucking 90s. That would be funny. And it's 2024. Like, why don't we talk about how the game doesn't even work? Right? That's more important. Let's talk about how you can't get matches in the game rather than the Wazler meme because someone trolls someone with an Iron Man team and does infinite. But anyway, like I've seen a few news stories here or there. None of them just seem very interesting to me these days. It's just, I'm hoping there will be some great game news coming up, but I don't see the point in talking about this stuff. It doesn't seem too interesting, right? Okay, guys, so we still got some time. Please tag me in the chat if you want to talk about any topics. And let's get some contributions going. First off, please tell me we hit 100 likes. Please tell me we hit 100 likes. We got 100 likes. Thank you. We got 100 likes. Thank you for that. If you're here on stream, you're having a good time, please click the like button. Let's get it to 150 likes. Let's get some super chats. We've only had a couple. And let's definitely get some gifted memberships for these people who have great names in the chat. They want emotes back. They're very sad that they lost their gifted emotes. So let's get some of that going. Of course, who will unseat Black Boss as the $5 tipper? Who's going to do $6 and become the next top tipper to keep this momentum going with the king streak, right? Okay. Army in the Power says he's excited for Terry next Tuesday. So it's a week from today? Yeah, it would be, right? Yeah, so Terry Bogard a week from today. Yeah, I'm interested in that a lot, actually. I hope he plays good. I hope he plays like a combination of a Shoto, but has some unique things to him because he is from the SNK franchise. I know all about the character because I used to play with him all the time in both Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. So it should be unique for me to try him out in this one. I'm excited to see how he works. And I'll probably be playing him all day, just like the other new characters that I tried. I wonder what I'm doing. I'm trying to decompress my back. Yeah, I can't wait to give him a shot. See how he works out. So, Queen of Hearts says, any extra thoughts on the new PS Pro? Everyone seems to agree the price is outrageous and the quality improvements seem minuscule. I mean, I already said it. Like, number one, if you want to be playing at the highest quality, like 4K, high frame rate, you have to get a gaming PC, right? You should have one already. If you're a quality centric person when it comes to you're going to play games, you're all about the graphics, you already should have a gaming PC, right? In this case, I have no confidence that the PS5 Pro will do well or have any use. Why? If game developers now are not harnessing the hardware in the existing PS5 to do their best, what makes you think just because they have better hardware that it's going to improve? They already have great hardware to work with, and they're not doing a good job having games come out and be optimized. The games come out and they're unoptimized, they're choppy, they're crashing. It's a joke, right? So why do you think that magically, because they're giving better hardware, that things are going to improve? It's not going to be a magic overnight fix. It would have been something if they came out and said, all right, PS5 Pro hitting this November, and here's immediately 10 system-specific games that will play much better on it, and here's another 10 coming out in the next 6 months that you're going to want to own the PS5 Pro for, right? Did that happen? Not at all. Instead, it was like, so PS5 Pro is coming out, and there may be some games that are from PS4 that are enhanced, and yeah, future games will use it. That's great, but what? Like, what is coming out? Can you tell us some good stuff? You know what they should have done? Immediate announce Bloodborne Remastered. Bloodborne will run at 4K 60 frames on the PS5 Pro. That thing would have sold out in 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes. It would have, zoop, done. But instead, they have nothing for it. Nothing to show that you would want it. So why do you want it? Right? It's dumb. And this is coming off of the week of the flop of Concord. So first, they put out a game that's completely off base from what anyone wants, uninspired corporate bullshit. It flops. They take it off the market. Then they announced the PS5 Pro when everyone already is kind of laughing at Sony, you know, not knowing what they're doing. It's like, what is going on? Silva Ninja says, Wing said something about probably being on your stream soon. We talked about this yesterday, and I told him he is welcome to be on a guest on my show when he's ready. I mean, I would have had him on already if he wanted to be on, but he's basically not responding, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's schedule it." So now, FYI, I'm not gonna have any guests next week. Every week I've been having an interview and a guest. Next week I want to just do gameplay because I really need to get caught up with everything going on. I need to beat Warhammer. I need to get as far as I can in Astrobot. Right? I want to play some of the MVC collection, but I also want to play a little bit of Street Fighter 6. We're going to be playing with Terry on Tuesday. That's all of Tuesday. So we got to focus on what we're focusing on, right? Can't be, oh, we're going to do all this other shit too. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be doing any interviews or anything this next week. I just want to be calm. And then maybe like the very end of the month, maybe my next interview on the show. Okay? What is it, buddy? You want to climb up here again? You want to climb up again? What are you doing? Jasper's right here. He's staring at me. I'm glad that you're good, Jade. Jade, are you ready for Astrobot? You like Astrobot, right, Jade? You're going to stick around for Astrobot? I'm excited for Astrobot. It's a great game. And, of course, tonight, if you can believe it, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. Tonight, PHILAMANIA will run wild in WWE Champions with the crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never thought I would say those words. I never fathomed they would have a Ninja Turtles crossover in the Champions game, but they do. So we're going to check it out tonight on the late stream. Sad. Buddy, what are you doing? He's fascinated by the lamp. He keeps staring at the Tesla lamp, and he's like so fascinated by it. A lot of people are saying they platinumed Astrobot now. That's cool. I mean, it's hard, right? It's not an easy game to platinum by any means. So good on you guys who are platinuming Astrobot, because I don't think it's an easy game to platinum. It seems like it would be quite challenging, right? Can we get a Jasper meow? He only tends to meow at certain times, and he almost never meows in here. I have a couple tips to shout out, but I can't shout them out because Jasper's on my lap. Jasper Kitty. Jasper Kitty, you want to say something to the audience? Would you like to speak? See? He almost never talks in here. All right, let me see if I can get to these tips. Okay. I got a $2 tip. He says, what's your opinion on creators that use your incident face as a thumbnail? A lot of the time I'm browsing YouTube and I see some random YouTuber with that. I can't help to find it a little funny. Here's the thing, like, I don't really care because I've already explained the situation around it. Allow me to summarize, okay? When it happened, all right, I basically played it off in the best way that I could. I laughed about it. I memed about it with the rest of the internet. And because I acted like that, I didn't act like it was something super serious because it really wasn't, right? Nothing happened. Nothing was shown at all. Nothing was heard at all. My mic was off. All you saw was my face. That was it, right? But because I acted it like a joke, I basically survived, right? And nothing really happened negative out of it at all, right? But what a lot of people don't realize, because I've explained it since, is that was a really awful time in my life. That I was basically living with my now ex, and we were living together, but we weren't even like romantically in a relationship anymore. We were more existing like roommates. And it was just uncomfortable because like we were drifting apart. We had our own lives. And really, like she was working and had her own friends, and I was working and doing my own thing online. And we really didn't have much crossover. So it was a tough time. It was a rough time personally for me. And the reason that incident even happened is because the only time that I could get away from basically shared space was to be in my office, right? So that's like me coming in here and just trying to have time to myself, and this stupid accident happens, right? Because I couldn't do it. Again, it's not like, oh, why weren't you with your wife or whatever? Because we weren't like that anymore. We had drifted apart, okay? It was almost like feeling like you're a hostage in your own house because everywhere you go, there's someone there who's, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it was a depressing time for me. It was really sad. And to look back at that time, like, I know everyone laughs at it, but to me, it's like not funny. It's sad. It's a sad, depressing time. My wife knows all about it, and she hates it when it gets referenced because she's like, yeah, you were a different person then. You were going through so much pain and shit, and it's so messed up that people bring this up like it's a joke. And that's why, I mean, I literally said this directly to Review Tech USA. I said, please stop with that because it really is very harmful to myself and my wife. And he didn't care, and he's continued to this day to use it because he doesn't give a shit. He likes harming people. He gets like pleasure out of it. So, but that's what I mean. Like, people can do whatever they want. The thing is, I don't think anyone is using that face to like bully me. It's just a stupid meme at this point. It's dumb, right? So I don't think it's a big deal. But at the same time, when people try to use it to weaponize it, like when Stuttering Craig comes on my show, completely self-exposes himself, makes him look like a jackass, and then leaves the show, runs to a stream, and makes that the thumbnail of his stream as my detractors rain in money on him. Yeah, it makes him look like a piece of human feces. So there you go. Okay. I have a $2 tip. We leave LTG alone forever now. This is the worst drama art. I know, because again, let me put it this way. The man doesn't understand the game at all. LTG has no actual, like, understanding of how any of this works. Okay? At all. He doesn't. If he would play the game, he and I could both benefit huge. We would both get popularity. We would get money. We would get something out of it. All right? This is not a serious internet feud like he had with Jay Snyder, where Jay legitimately hated that guy and crushed his gems. This is not what this is. This is just if he would learn to fucking loosen up and play the game, we could have some back and forth. We could make some entertaining content. He refuses to understand anything. He just acts like an idiot, right? And it's baffling to me. He has me blocked for over a year on Twitter. He unblocks me to send a threat and then says, go ahead and use it in your content. It's like, it's bizarre behavior, right? It makes no sense. So if he really wants no part of any of this, then he should just shut up about me, never bring me up ever again, and say the same thing to his chat. Instead, his Discord seems to direct his streams, right? Like his Discord, well, here's what Phil said. Watch his response. Here's what Phil said. We want you to watch this. Don't let your Discord direct your content, right? Right now, if a zillion people told me to do something, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it, especially not right now. I'm busy. I got stuff, shit I want to do. I got stuff, But it seems like he just lets them run everything. So that's why he keeps bringing me up. Well, then don't let them run the ship. You run the ship. It's your business, right? Anyway, all right. Jade says, hi, Jasper. How is he? Oh, he's good. Oh, he's good. He's just laid down on the floor to nap on the floor right in front of me. Although pretty soon I'm going to start playing Astrobot. But you know what? I'll go wireless. I realized I can just go wireless with my PS5. It's not a big deal because my PS5 controller has the battery or whatever. Oh, yeah? Caleb Gaming says that's why people actually pay for memberships on his channel because their influence is content. Is that what it is? So he has over 3,000 paid subs. And the only reason, it's not like they're doing it to like him. They're doing it because they like seeing him dance on strings like a puppet. That's funny. It's funny because as much as he likes to think he's not a lolcow, that's exactly what a lolcow does. That's like definition. People want to see them react in a certain way, so they prod them, and then they get the expected reaction. That's lolcow 101. The villain, I agree. The villain just did a super chat. He says, man, the Super Blind Man would have made a great guest. I agree. Super Blind Man's loss is huge for the accessibility community and just for humanity itself. The guy was a great guy, and I'm so sad that he's not with us anymore. Rest in peace to Super Blind Man. Brandon Cole, he was a great man. Thank you to the villain for the super chat. I would have loved to have him as a guest, really. What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Welcome. Let's see here. Carlos says, I'm pretty sure half the shit they wanted to show off with PS5 Pro was probably related to Concord, and now that Concord's dead, they just have nothing to show. You could be right. All right. The Dark Side Child returns to tip the dollar. and says, I really like to see Jasper's presence on stream considering I've got a cat of my own. She's a ginger, by the way, who goes by Clementine. Really makes streams more fun, in my opinion. Thank you for your continued patience. Oh, you're all good, man. Yeah, I wish I could make Jasper more part of the content, but here's the thing, and I've explained this to you guys. Number one, I'm the kind of pet parent. I don't want to force my cat to do anything that he doesn't want to do. I don't think that pet parents should force their pets to do stuff for the sake of attention or making a buck. Like, I know there's YouTube channels, there's entire streamers, they do all this stuff with their pets, but it's like, do you really think their pet wants to dress up? Do you really think that their pet wants to do this uncomfortable thing on camera? Probably not. You're making that pet do it just to get some kind of a freaking, to make some money for yourself, to get attention for yourself. I find that very exploitative, all right? Jasper's the kind of cat where he wants to do what he wants, and some days he'll be totally down for something, and another day he just wants to do something else. He also frequently changes his behaviors based on weather and stuff. Like, for example, for like 2 months, all he wanted to do was be in the hallway and lay on our ottoman. Then all of a sudden, he changed his mind. He starts moving around the house. Now all of a sudden, he's on my floor today. I couldn't have predicted that. Like, people say, get a Jasper cam. I don't even know what he's going to do at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? I really have no idea. So I couldn't have a cam for him because I don't know where he's going to be. If I put a cat tree or a cat bed in this room, he wouldn't even be in it. I'm serious, because we have a cat tree downstairs. He never uses it. We've had multiple cat beds for him. He doesn't use them. He just does what he wants. Recently he migrated because we have a sectional couch. So my wife has one whole nice half, and I have the chaise that I stretch out on. He used to be sitting next to her all the time. All of a sudden, on a whim, he decides he wants to lay next to me on the couch now. And then all of a sudden, in another week, he'll change his mind and want to go somewhere else. That's just how he is. So I really love having him be part of the streams, but I can never guarantee when he's going to be. Like, he's always welcome in here whenever my wife's at work, because then I can have my door open. He can come in and out. That's another thing, too. He hates being in a closed room. He does. Like, it bothers him. So right now, if I were to close my door, he would get up and immediately start pawing the door. He wants to go out. That's how he is. Now, you're going to say, well, why do you need to close your door? Because when my wife is home, when I'm streaming, my voice goes out that door and echoes throughout our house. Our house has very high ceilings, so it becomes like a cave. So if I'm here streaming, she says, I can hear you as if you're sitting next to me downstairs, and obviously she doesn't want that, right? So, yeah, so when I'm streaming, I have to have my door closed, so he can't be in here when she's home, because then the door's closed, he freaks out. That's what I mean. Like, it would have been nice to do more with Jasper, but I just don't see how it's feasible with the kind of cat he is and everything. He's not into that. You know what I mean? Okay. Caleb Gaming says, normal-brained humans understand why a cat can't be a focal point of the live stream. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, as you guys can see, more troll accounts have just come in, so just ban them all when I see them. I see them, I'm just going to ban them. We're not going back to the beginning of the podcast where I already dispelled all their bullshit. I'm not paying any attention to these idiots. So dumb. Install a cat door. So cut a hole in the door and have it that he could go in and out. I mean, maybe that would dispel a lot of the noise. I don't know if that would dispel all of the noise. I don't know. I don't think cat doors are very soundproof, right? Looks like Terry Bogard will have an invulnerable OD Dragon Punch move. Cool. All right, any last minute stuff you guys want to chat about, or are we good? Should we end the show? I'm trying to think when fall starts. Fall starts very soon, does it not? I think it does, right? Hold on a second. Fall begins. Because what I wanted to do, I want to change out my outro art. I want to make it so that I have, I want to remove the summer image, and I want to put in my autumn image. I'm going to remove that summer image. You've seen enough of my buff bod. I want to add in the autumn image, but I have to find it now. I think it was in this folder. Oh, yeah, here it is. Cool. So it's going to play in a second. I'll show you the autumn image. That's not it. I think it's the next one. No. Next one? I just added it. Is it the next one? I swear I just added it. There it is. Okay. I have to start putting that into my stuff now for autumn coming up. The leaves are going to be falling shortly, everybody. All right. Thank you guys for a great show. I hope you enjoy. I did. And thank you so very much. Remember, I'm not here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off for the week. I return on Thursday. And on Thursday, it will be a fun podcast to get all caught up. Maybe I'll finally watch this Ethan Ralph video that I've been looking for. And game news and Phil's day off and all the like. Plus, we'll be continuing on with Warhammer 40K, which we're near the end. Supposedly, I'm probably going to beat it on Thursday. And Thursday night, I will take a stab at the Marvel vs. Capcom collection after not having played it, all week. We'll see if they've done anything to patch this thing on PC and make it run better or whatever. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. See you next time.